You never know.
Book,
Instantly triggered.
herself, and me. And
What? Watch yourself, Kevin.
All right, I'm ready. So I'm just like this, right? This is okay.
I believe so.
Okay,
Everyone
cool.
in your best light.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Oh,
no.
you guys are doing it right now, right? Okay.
yeah.
No, actually, we're already alive on YouTube.
Oh my God, we are. Oh my God.
Well, it's just the
When?
YouTube one. Nobody hangs out in the YouTube one.
Watch us. Check it. Check
When?
out here
So you could just say extended content on the YouTube channel.
or
Clickbait.
Gosh.
Clickbait AF.
and our YouTube. Like, comment, and ask us questions.
Possibly. Alleged.
Let's see. Allegedly, let me just make sure the streaming settings are good
I'm gonna
here.
send you the link.
Let's see.
Oh, wham.
Copy this
Uh-oh.
right here.
I'm gonna send you the link.
Apply. Okay.
I feel
Can you
like
guys
I
talk real
fucked up.
quick?
Hello.
All right, all right.
Hi.
We're gonna go live. Apply. Okay.
We'll
Can
cut
you guys
this
talk
out.
real quick?
Remember, cut this out.
All right, all right.
Hi.
We're gonna go live.
Hmm.
Go live.
Remember, cut this out.
I think
Hello.
we're live now.
You think?
Hey.
No, oh no, no, we're definitely live now.
Still trying to find the page. Oh, there it is.
It's happening. All right, I'm gonna actually go watch this on my
Still trying to find the page.
What is
just
that
in
shake in
case.
your voice, Kevin?
Oh, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, me
A
too.
little bit excited.
I
This is
should be
it, guys.
nervous.
What is that shake in
Look
your
at
voice,
us. We
Kevin?
did it. All right, we've got some hot wings for you, Aurora, to try out.
I'm vegetarian.
What?
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Well, and the stream is over. We did not know that beforehand.
We
We've
did not
got
do our
all our
research.
basic. We have
Time to
no
cut it.
idea who we brought into the team.
Good.
How you doing, Aurora?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm pretty excited, actually.
I'm too.
I hope so.
Just people are coming in. Might as well greet some people as they join the stream, the chat.
See if I can.
And we've got our first like already. How dare you? I just
Interrupt us.
Started.
yeah. Ya empezamos. Well, that means no, we're starting already. Thank you for the like.
What was it? I couldn't even see. Oh, I see.
Sorry,
Hello.
technical difficulties. This is our first time. Bear with us.
No, I can see it. It's fine. All good.
Oh no, I had the fucking stream in the background, so it was kind of like layering some audio, and I'm hoping that didn't come through. But you know, it is.
I
What
can't
it
hear
is.
any.
Oh,
I hear
you'll
anything, so I think
definitely
you're
hear
good.
it on the YouTube one. It's already a shit show over here.
Everything looks good so far.
On my
Da,
end,
da,
yeah.
da,
You
da,
guys all sound
da.
so good too.
We're trying. We're trying. We're out here. We're here
These
for it.
fancy guys with
Uh,
their microphones and headsets, and I just
Yeah.
have my little AirPods, so I'm
Hey,
very cute.
that's a
This,
status in its own thing.
this is what happens when you do drugs.
Hey,
This is a product of drugs. I'm actually gonna go on the YouTube page. I should see it live, right? Shouldn't I be getting a little
I saw it.
notification?
I'm just
Oh, there
on.
it is.
I'm just on Facebook right now.
Oh, it's a little loud. I'm gonna
I
turn
had it
that one
open,
out.
but then yeah, it just kind of like whatever. I'll be
So,
showing screens I don't want to show, which I already have. I showed our Discord. Sorry, guys.
it's all right. I always put some very disturbing things on there, anyways. People should know right now. That way they know what they're getting into.
Yep.
Do. And then what am I missing? I've got this. I've got this.
My
Where
pen.
is the outline? I'm gonna put the
School
outline
again.
right here. Hi everybody that's watching and joining. You guys have any questions so far? Feel free to ask. Say hello to Aurora, who is our guest today on our first podcast. So
Hey.
You may also know
Excited.
her as Bunny of One Half of Bunny and Bo.
My other half is not here. It's me.
we've got the better half.
The better half. Hey, Like, wait a
And
minute.
they thought I was Bo. And we were like, no, I'm Bunny. She's Bo. How did we not establish this beforehand?
Plain and
Right?
simple.
There's no introductions needed
I'm
and
all
stuff like that. We're all pretty much
Is
we
that
I'm
a
fine,
no
it's fine.
intro Easter egg?
we are oh my
Oh,
god.
oh, slapped it in there.
Oh, we might as well put in the comments the link. Whoops. Well, how'd
Oh,
that
no
get in
intro.
there? Yeah. Um, Julio here is going to be streaming on the YouTube. I'll be streaming on the Facebook, and
I'm
Aurora
not
will be
just here.
just there. Shh.
I'm not streaming, but I'm just looking at the actual, like the stuff, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
won't
want like
even
all
be
those delays that keeps happening.
yeah. She won't even be talking that much, to be honest. We're just gonna keep her in the background. I'm gonna
Kevin's
watch
gonna
some
be
YouTube.
You're gonna be the one
Oh, we
talking
got
most
another
of the time.
like. Appreciate that like. Thank you. Unfortunately, my little thing isn't set up to show me the likes who's liking the video, but
I don't.
I'm gonna say thank you because
Thank you from
it's
the
not
bottom of our hearts, mysterious person.
The
Mhm.
heart.
Actually, if I go to studio mode, I'm gonna go to gaming. I think I can copy stream elements into the chatting when we're in and
Oh,
paste the
Ken.
reference. Yes, yes I can.
News.
Streamlabs,
That is beyond me right now.
copy,
Nothing else that
go to
was needed,
chatting.
right?
I don't need this
We're
one
good.
actually. I'll remove this
Hold
one.
on.
Okay,
Let
we're
me
still
change this.
working out the bugs. Might have to bear with
I'm
this a
good on
minute.
my end. What bugs?
Oh, just like setting everything up so like we can see the comments and
Oh,
stuff.
I
So we don't
didn't
have to
even
be
click
back and
on this.
forth.
Oops, my bad. Do I have to click on? Oh, nope. Never mind. Hold on.
Okay,
I screwed that up.
and then
Never
You.
mind. I'm not touching anything
transition.
anymore. I'm good. My bad.
All right, perfect. So now I will see stuff pop up in the corner. Oh,
That's hot.
yeah, Julio, I love your logos. I need to get those set up too. I just
Lighting is
realized
so
that.
good.
Oh
How
well.
did it go from? We just turned
Mm,
on your lights, right? That's what happened, basically.
I may have
yeah.
cleaned my room.
So what you were doing
Hey
when we were
Ken.
gone? You just cleaned it?
Yeah,
Ken
I
is
just threw a
saying
bunch
hello
of
to
shit
us.
everywhere. Ken,
Okay.
isn't he
Ken
at
said
work?
hi in the Facebook chat.
Hi, Ken.
Hello.
Sorry, I can't see
He's at
anything.
work for sure because he spelled hello wrong. I don't know how you do that, but
Or he's
that's what
like
he's
Hello.
doing.
brain dead.
He's saying hi. He's adorable.
Hi.
I miss him. So, we're about what 6 minutes in.
And we've yet to talk about what the
We've
podcast is about.
oh, you just woke
Successful.
up, Ken? Oh, you get to listen to us while you get your day started, buddy.
We are 11 minutes in. What do you mean 6 minutes in?
I
Holy
hope you guys
shit.
are doing good.
We're supposed to start at 7. Okay.
Yeah. No, I
Seven
mean
11.
we basically already started now. Oh, I can't see our Discord on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Ken.
It is what it is.
Or-
I love it.
Oh, but like I
People are
went into
seeing
the
all our
general chat.
secrets.
I
Yeah.
went into the general chat, so they saw a bunch of
Uh,
stuffs. They dropped that link
that
so you
they
could
need to
look the
see.
YouTube one. So yeah,
Mhm.
like oh shit. But that was in the first minute. We'll cut that shit out, right? Right.
Yeah,
Editor,
that's fine.
Ken, editor,
Who's moderating right now?
We all
Kevin.
are. I'm gonna block Ken.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna
So
I'm not gonna turn it on.
I'm looking at the outline right now. What we have planned out. Ken already
Outline.
sent stars. He's being a simp
Kidding.
to me, of course. Um,
Shout out to
She,
Julio.
she.
All the stars. Did you see? Sorry, pause. But did you see how Ken had like 2,000 stars? That
Dude, that
one stream that
was
he did.
fucking
That was
yeah,
nuts.
it's
crazy.
actually
All for
2,500. Yeah, pretty
one
good from
cent.
Ken.
That's from Marcel.
That's our
Okay, go
top
ahead. Sorry.
star
Yeah,
sender.
another ARC streamer, so we gotta go back and show him some love. Return it.
He's saying to Julio, okay, I'm a little upset about that, and that's insulting Aurora as well.
What?
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm not
I have to play
insulted.
Arc. Play Arc.
We'll just cut the streamer here, go back to ARC.
Mhm.
Goodbye, everybody else.
Looks like Aurora tries Arc with us.
Oh my
Alright, so
god.
let's kind of. Do you guys want to just jump into it now, or do you guys want to wait till they hit the 10-minute mark?
I think we already hit the 10-minute mark 3 minutes
We were
ago.
past that.
But
Okay,
Go
for you
ahead.
at least. But
I started on time.
yeah, you
Me
did.
or worse. What's the
Alright,
questions that you had?
Aurora, let's do some introducing.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Getting to
Yes,
know
sir.
the Arthur
Well,
of
let's
the
go ahead
person
and
that made the book.
reiterate the
The
intro.
Arthur?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Arthur. Yeah, we're doing that again.
Arthur.
Oh, we're
Author.
doing that all the time.
Arthur.
Whoops.
So
Oh, hey,
again,
I have
this
one
is our.
too.
What? Oh my God!
My God.
What?
How did that happen?
Matching.
I just fucking
Oh,
tossed
my
I'm
that shit.
brown
surprised
ass
because it's on me
fingers.
because I have to look in and I don't memorize all of this. You think people would
There's no
memorize their own
page
poems, but
numbers.
I don't know how that happened. I'm just kidding. I'll go into why there wasn't any page numbers, but
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
do it right now. Yeah.
All right. So again, this is episode 1, our first Neon Moon podcast. Our very lovely guest here is one half of BunnyxBo, Bunny, also Aurora Brown. She put a small collection together of personal poems under a book she has titled Fragile, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about that today. I don't even
Yeah.
know if that's the right way up, but yeah, that says Fragile.
Yeah, it
Alright.
is. Right, very well.
All right, Aurora. Who are you?
God
Um,
damn it.
I don't know. What do you mean? Who are
Okay.
you? Um, a Vegas native, born in Tokyo, Japan, only child. Um,
Oh, only child. Lucky. Lucky. I have 2 younger sisters.
I have like imaginary friends, if that counts.
Ooh, that is
Oh,
definitely something we have to talk about in another
word.
cast. Can't wait for
Okay.
that sequel for that book.
Okay. I
No,
didn't know you were from
I don't
Tokyo,
have anything.
Japan. That's actually really, really
No?
cool.
That is really cool, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Want to know a secret? I'm actually still a Japanese citizen. I mean, that's not really a secret. I mean, people when they find out, they're like, but yeah, I have
Oh, I have another question
and
to add to that now.
friends.
It's gonna be personal. We're
Oh
gonna get
my
to the
god.
good stuff. We're gonna
My
get to the
lord.
good
Should
stuff.
we deafen and just let him fuck himself?
Yeah, just well, I ain't gonna deafen in the
That's why
on
it's
live.
just gonna be
You.
I'm
you.
gonna talk.
We'll cut you out.
Okay.
What were you gonna ask me? Or no, for real?
Um, I'll get more into it when we have a little break and just talk about random stuff. But
Okay.
you've made this book that we've kind of talked about a few times on stream. Um, I'm just trying to get a good
Do
angle.
you
Look at
like that?
nice.
Don't you
Look at
like
my
that
brown ass hands.
foil? Do you
Oh
like that
my god.
foil, or was that called that? Yeah, foil, right? How
Oh,
it
the
makes it
what
shiny.
I do love that. I love that. I
Oh yeah.
actually have a wrapped copy. I'll go get it real quick. I'll get the unopened.
So, so that was really important to do because listen, like to publish something, like I wanted full control and range over everything
Mhm.
that I did. I wanted it to be super custom, and
Thank you
there
for the
was a lot
like.
that didn't. There was a lot that didn't let you do it, like just even gilded edges. That's what it's called. I don't know. I can't remember, but
And
gilded
the
edges. I'd
stars.
have to. It was just more to do.
So I love the wrapping that you've done on this. It's tremendous. My coworkers are like, "Why do you have glitter on yourself, Kevin?" And I figured out. I'm like, "Oh, that's why."
Oh, Kevin. Yours is the only one that has glitter.
Oh, okay,
Just you.
okay. That was
She
strategically
did that on
planned.
purpose.
I was like, "We have
That
our
was just for
copy, and there's
you.
no glitter on there."
So Kevin, what I was telling Julio was that just to even do this, it was mayhem just to get it the way I wanted, because certain published people, like, they didn't like you. It was just so hard just to get it gilded. Like, you will not believe how hard it was just to do foil and gilded. That was all I had asked for. Well, other things too, of course,
I
but
love the gilded. It is amazing. It's like my parents are
glad
like,
because I
"Oh,
I went
Kevin has
through
a Bible.
so
That's
many
very sweet
months
of
just to
him."
get it done.
Oh my
It's
god.
not a Bible. It's not. It's
Wait,
better.
what?
My parents think it's a Bible in my room because it's gilded. They don't even like, "Oh, he's a good boy."
My Bible. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I do sleep next to it, so keep that thing on me.
Keep
Oh my
But
that
oh my goodness.
motherfucking thing on.
but it's
Okay,
pretty.
Kevin.
I love the packaging which you did with it. I do want to get more into the publishing as well later on, but I kind of want to get a summary of the book that you've brought to the world. Just a
Okay.
little idea.
So it's I'm gonna just say it's like diary based because it really is, and that falls into why there was no page numbers, because originally there were gonna actually be like page numbers, but I wanted to keep it as super diary like as possible. So that's why there's no like table of I don't even know if the poems have like table of contents. I think bigger ones do, but
The first book
mine
I
didn't
read my
have
whole
any.
life.
Mine didn't have anything like that
This
or
is
page
true.
numbers. So yeah, so it's a collection of Polaroids, obviously, with poems that are together. So it's um, Polaroids and poems on each page, and that's basically it is. So you ask me more questions before I
All
dive
right.
too deep.
You're good. You're good. Let's see. I guess do you mind if I ask the first question, Who do you want to go ahead for it?
I figured you were still on the outline section and we hadn't made it to the questions yet, but I don't have
Okay.
the
We're
outline in
still on the
front of me,
outline.
so
I'm not. I didn't. I kind of memorized it, but I don't have it in front of me because
Well,
I'm just trying to keep it
you,
as
you're doing really good. You're going through everything on the outline.
am.
Absolutely, you're going right to T. We've talked about the hard copy. We showed
It's
the hard copy
crazy.
off, which is I was like, wow, she has the outline next to her. It's brilliant. She printed it out or something. But it looks like you guys are just winging it,
Oh,
so it's
I
just me.
didn't.
That's here.
well, you're the one that
I
has
didn't want to follow the
a dual
outline
monitor.
exactly. I know you guys gave me like an
Yeah.
outline to kind of look
Yeah,
at, but I was just like, I don't want to overthink it. I was like, just ask me the questions like as we're
true.
going along, because then I'll like answer more truthfully. Not that I lie, but
Yeah. Well,
This was
from
all
what we know.
pre-recorded.
This is not actually live. Uh, so one of the questions, and it goes into publishing and all that stuff. And I'm sure if just let me know if there's something that you want to get deep into, so we can just sit back and relax. But uh, how long did it take to make this book? The,
It
the whole.
took about 2.5 years total. If you count, oh, if you want to get really technical, the
Get
beginning
technical.
poems, the beginning poems, the two or three of them that I had, which by the way I wasn't even gonna put in, but I'll explain more of that later. Those were written, I think, like in 2006 or five, and then the actual me actually starting to put them in the computer and start outlining them was like back in 2018, 19, and then actually like into Teresa and then doing this whole concept and actually like the Polaroids was just about a year and a half ago. And all the whole publishing, the whole like not so fun part just took like a couple months talking with the editor that we had and the I forgot what they were called, but the people that we were talking to that actually like did the books. So 2.5 years is what I telling everyone.
But easily over a decade's work.
Kind of, but not really because these were just things that I just wanted to just wrote these like when I had some crazy emotions, I just started writing. And then I just to be fun, like just kind of drafted them like poem wise because I'm emo like that. And then I
Like,
decided that for the ones who read them, they're like, you should do a poetry book. And I was just like, yeah, no, never gonna happen. Never. Like these came from my diary. What do you mean? I'm not gonna put them in a poem book. Absolutely not. No
Uh,
one else is allowed to read these. And then I was just like, okay, screw it, 2020 happened and then everyone keeps telling me you should publish it, you should publish it. And I was like, okay, why not? I mean, what else is gonna happen, Like at least I like did it. So
mm.
basically that's why I did it.
And
did
with the
the
whole, oh, sorry, Kev.
uh, I was just wondering with COVID going on, did it delay the publishing at all?
Oh my God, did it do it? Yeah, it did.
And
And not because of anything else than the fact that certain we had to just quarantine. And so therefore we couldn't like see each other to continue the art or not even like talk about it because, Teresa was working and at the time her her workplace was peaking with COVID. So it delayed it that way, but not anything crazy.
wow,
So my next question was kind of, I don't know if it's further along the line, but it was more with the publishing. I already know the answer to it, but just so people can understand how much work you
Yeah,
actually put into it, can you
yeah.
describe what the publishing process was?
It was hell. It was so bad. I honestly would not have been able to do it without Teresa. That's 100% factual. Um,
Oh, and Teresa is
you
also
would
Bo of BunnyxBo, my sister,
yes,
but she
yeah.
is at work right now, so she couldn't be with us, unfortunately.
But so we thought, okay, it's easy. Like, I did the drafting part. So I did everything. I put the poems in the order that I had wanted them. And then we after we finished the Polaroids part, that took a second to match which Polaroids we're gonna go with which poem. And then so we did that, and now we did that all in like a PDF form. And then when we sent it to the printing people, I'm just gonna call them printing people, um, they had so many different emails that, well, since Teresa's technically my creative director, it went to her. I would see it, but I wouldn't like reply. She would be the one to reply, of all these little things that needed to be changed, like little itty bitty things, like I like the outline, or how the text would be, or how the printing of the text, like the ink of it, and just even the size of everything. And I didn't know how much actually went into publishing a book. Like I thought it would just be simple, like, oh, here it is. There's the words, there's everything's in order. There you go. But it was not like that at all. Like I wish maybe I can show some emails on the back end, maybe, I don't know, of what
Maybe
it
behind the
looks like
scenes on the YouTube.
Yeah, well,
too. Okay.
editor.
I do have them. Yeah, I do. They're nothing confidential. They're just basically they're quotes. No,
Just
that's not the
just passwords and social security number will be fine.
Yeah. Tax ID, routing numbers, all that
But it
good stuff.
basically just had like everything that they kept, and then they actually tried to like take control of like. So there was something called like printed in PNC that they wanted on the right hand side of the page at the very end. And weirdly enough, they were like, so we needed to be at certain pages, and I don't remember how much, like, so we had to like add certain things and like take away certain things and put like the different like page breakers, because they wanted it at like a specific number of pages, which I didn't understand. So they were like, we need to put the printed PRC here. And I was just like, no, I don't like it there. Can we put it somewhere else or anything but there? So they like finally they just put it on the back end of book
Look,
here.
I've noticed that too. The
Yeah.
little PRC page, the little
Yeah,
printed
because
PRC.
they wanted that on like another like page before the, I don't know if I should spoil this,
And
probably not.
then
Before
Rocio saying
the last
hi as
text that I
well
had.
from the chat and in Facebook,
Hi.
Rocio. Yeah. Anyways,
Also,
go on.
So it
Rogue
was
Energy.
I should have had my Rogue Energy to promote that. But yeah, so it was honestly really hard because I went into it so clueless, so like ignorant. I didn't know anything about it, and I thought I did because I thought all I had to do is just put it together and I had it. But in terms of them printing it, I think it's because they'll print it however way they want, but they just wanted to make sure that what we see visually is not going to be what we picture in a book. If I put the text in the middle, it's not necessarily in the middle. If you open up the book, it actually is a little bit more off to the right hand side, I guess, because the real like middle wouldn't actually like match. It'd be too close to the spine or something like that. So little things like that, which I don't, didn't even think of until they told me about it.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes behind the scenes of publishing. Did you go through different publishers at all, or
So
were
we
there?
had to remember it's self-published, so it wasn't an actual
Yeah,
like
that was the part that I
publishing
was
house. It was
interested in.
yeah. So it was we did want to, but that was the other thing I was telling you, that when I wanted to do it at an actual like publishing place, it was the Gilded Edges. It was like literally it was just the Gilded Edges that they were just kind of like weird about. Or they would do it like just a massive, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was the Gilded Edges that was the number one thing that made it so hard. And me and Teresa had to have a conversation, and she's like, so we can do it this way and we can go through this or this, but you just would have the normal palms and Polaroids, but you wouldn't have the Gilded Edges or the foil. And but
What
I
kind
was
of
like, but that
excuses would
was
they give you? Like what much
would
more could the?
it's more cost. It's way more cost effective.
But I mean, the cost is put on you, so why would that matter?
Because it was
Or are they just?
crazy. Like it was crazy. Like because so in total, like it was just about 4K just to get this like going, right? That was already kind of like an okay amount of money to me, but I mean, anything past that was like, I don't know, that was a lot. Here, there's Rogue
Oh,
Energy.
looks like someone has a rogue energy. And then Ken keeps sending stars. He's being a simp, but we actually appreciate it and applaud it.
All right, who were the
Simps
stars
are
for this
kinks.
time? Who were the stars
He
for this
said
time?
he said for
It's for
Teresa.
Teresa. It's right there. She's right
Don't
What?
there.
get it
Oh
though.
my
Don't get it.
god,
She's not even here.
the Polaroid. Take it down.
Yeah, the Polaroid. I'm pointing. You guys can't even see what I'm pointing at.
Oh, I'm
But yeah,
pointing too.
so we went through a
Cover our
couple
face.
ones, but the ones that I obviously went through are the ones that gave me an actual coat and let me have the silver gilded edges.
Mm.
Because for them, it's just I would have needed to print out like 10,000, I don't know, I'm exaggerating, but like tons of copies, and it didn't work. Like just with them, it just didn't work. The way that they were doing it, it just didn't work. And I was super bossy and picky about what I wanted. And so that's how we went with the one that we got. I
So,
want
how
to say
many
the names though.
copies did you guys end up printing in total?
For now, 250.
150. And what
Wow.
was the ballpark as costs for that?
Yes, that's one of my questions. What's the cost
Okay.
financially, and did you sacrifice anything? Maybe a young one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, she like that. I
remember
I did
that.
not sacrifice the young one, unfortunately.
It wasn't worth it.
But it was about 4K.
Oh, four?
4K
Whoa,
out of pocket.
4K.
Yeah.
Actually,
And that one was not so bad for me financially. 4K, that was easy compared to what would have like other places would have wanted.
I mean,
That would have been way out of my budget.
just interject.
Mm.
Like
Here's what I
4K.
wanted to do.
Oh, sorry.
Because
Go.
here's what I wanted to do. Like the 250 is just that way. And we already have plans of actually like sending this out. That's why I only wanted just 250. I could have gone more, but I was just like, let me just do 250, like actually like, here that I can give versus 1,000 copies, like I'm not a school. I don't know. It was like, textbook style. Because what we're going to do, kind of diving a little bit too much into the next project, but to actually we already have like places in mind that we're actually going to send it that way they can take over doing the printing while keeping the customization that I wanted.
Oh,
So
that's pretty nice.
that's why I'm doing it that way, because I'm not about to actually I don't want to like actually just for now, because it's like important that I package and actually have it delivered, but after the 250 it's not going to be like that. My game plan.
Mm.
There's some stuff going on in the chat. Robert's like, Hiro just saw the. Let's see what they said, real quick. To
Oh, I'm
just
not even
today,
looking.
Aurora gets more for her book, Fragile. Hiro sold the kidney, and then Hiro said, "Yes, but it wasn't my kidney that I sold." Gotta love it. Gotta love that.
My God. That's not a question.
That's
4,000
how
wasn't too.
you funded the book.
4,000 is not that. 4,000. Whoa, that was weird. 4,000 was not bad for me at all. That one actually was the cheapest that I was okay with, because I was actually
Mm.
planning to probably do more, but again, didn't want to have so many books shipped to me.
Oh, you're making that money back alone from Ken. I did have a question.
Yeah.
Well, more of a comment too. So 4,000 isn't a lot because it's almost
Oh,
like your own business. It really isn't.
yeah.
But businesses cost a lot. When you're talking about starting up, like shirts or brick and mortar. So 4K for an investment that can return pretty well for you is not bad. My only
Especially
question
because
is,
the revenue that's already is amazing. That it's obviously not at 4K, but just from starting, like it's already like picking up. I can already see the return on investment. That makes
which
sense.
is which is awesome because this is the one thing I wanted to do this for, so that people can get an idea of like, you know, it if you're really passionate about something, set a goal. 4K is a good goal to put your money into this
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff
a
like this. Just
beautiful
to,
book.
it's for the product that came out,
Yeah.
for the pages because you mentioned this, we were talking earlier because we were prepping.
Yeah.
It looks, I thought it was gonna be a short book. It is not a short book or a short poem.
No, it's not a
Yeah,
I
short
was
book.
like, oh, okay, I'm really
It's
reading now,
smaller.
unfortunately.
It's like tiny. Like it's and if you pull up any other Polaroid books, because I thought, there's a lot of poems I have on the back end. I know that was an upcoming question, and there was a lot that I actually would have put more, but we were like, oh, let's just do a little bit. This is me doing a little bit, and it's just squished. It's just squished. But there's actually like a lot, and it's not a short like read, because when I read it from beginning to end again, I actually fell asleep halfway because I was like really tired. I fell asleep on my own book.
Oh no!
But
Cut that out!
that's
Cut that
because it
out!
was long. Like no,
Stop
because
the stream.
it was because it was long. long, for a polar. I keep saying polar poem book, which was good, and I was like peaceful and relaxed. And again, I had read this again so many times for different reasons, collection reasons, but I'm really proud of it. Honestly, like so far, this is like my baby number one. Not
So
not
if that's
not because
baby
of
number
anything.
one,
Yeah,
how many
not because
babies
of
Ooh.
are
anything.
coming?
Oh my God.
How many
How
babies
many
should the people expect?
how many more kidneys is Hyro gonna have to sell of other people's?
None. But yeah, so that's why. Was I going with that? I forgot where I was going with that. It wasn't.
Um,
It was not a short book. It's not a short book, but
Yeah.
it's not super duper long compared to other poem books. Makes sense.
No, yeah, I probably have like an hour reading it, and I was like a little under halfway.
Yeah,
Granted, I'm a little bit of a slow reader, but I was like taking my time
I am
reading
too,
through them.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
um, so to publish a book, does the publishing do all the licensing and all like this is your book, your copyright, or all that stuff? Like,
I
is there
I
any?
own I'm self-published, so I own everything
Okay, I
now.
keep forgetting the self-publish
Yeah,
aspect of it
I
because
own
it's
I
like,
own everything. Oh, you know what? Fun fact though, with the printing place that we did, they loved when we sent everything, they actually loved the way we had it, that they had asked, can we use this for advertising? And in return, we'll give you free of your books, we'll give you more copies of them. We
Oh
were like,
shit.
sure. So yeah, so they I know Teresa never told you. So yeah,
She
they
didn't
they
tell me that
loved it
part.
so much that they basically said, can we use parts of your book for our own advertising? I'm assuming like their own flyers or website, whatever it is. I don't know. They didn't really
Mm.
specify. I didn't care. I said that was fine. Because in return we got more of that, but I don't know. It was just pretty cool because I don't think they ask that a lot
Yeah,
for other
that's
that
amazing.
printing
sounds fucking
places.
awesome as fuck.
If I ever find it again, I'll sue them. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
There must be, and we're live, everybody. We're live. The lawyers are here, waiting to hear that. Come and get her,
It's a
FBI.
sting
I'm just kidding.
We
I'm
operation.
got.
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
We
Yeah.
got him.
So that was fun because I was just like, oh, okay, thank you. So
Um,
Oh my god.
how much does it? So, can you break just before we get off the cost aspect of it?
yeah,
How much does it cost to
because
be
I'm
a
not good with the
self-published?
financial part. What?
Yeah, how much does
What?
it cost to be self-published, and how much does the printing cost if you were to divide it up or break it up a little bit?
Man. Oh my gosh. I'd have to try to go
Because
into my
I guess the question
The
email.
is,
receipts?
do people is it more beneficial to be self-published or published by somebody else? What's the cost
It's more
difference?
beneficial to be self-published, I think, if you want to have well, no, because some people can publish on Amazon. I heard you can like print to order off Amazon. And the reason why I didn't do that is because again,
The
these
Gilded
gilded
Edges.
edges that literally like
Wait, isn't Marco a producer on Amazon? Like he can sell stuff on there?
He's not a producer. He's a verified seller.
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah,
so she
that's the
would
only
need
reason
the
why I
books
didn't
and
do
then he
print
could
to
sell them.
order
yeah.
Okay.
You can probably
or
sell the
something
books on
like that.
Amazon.
Hey Marco, where you at?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why we didn't do it that way. I personally would rather have it published because I don't want to deal with the books, meaning like I don't want to have to deal with like trying to ship them out. Like I get really nervous handling that. Like I would want someone else to like handle that part,
Oh,
the
Oh, then we
packaging
should
part.
probably remove that out from the what we have in our About Us page that delivered by yours truly, Aurora. We should probably remove
Oh,
that.
you have it
whoopsies.
delivered? I can
Yeah.
deliver it if I'm here, but
If I know
obviously if you're
you.
like in Canada, I can't like deliver it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, I think we put
like
it that
normal.
like if you're local, you use the discount code
It wouldn't matter because on the
something.
website it'll actually say that, so
Okay.
they'll know that ahead of time. Yeah. I'm not gonna, go all the way to France to give you the book.
And you
That
do
sounds
all the
awesome.
shipping and stuff like that. You put it in the box, package it, and you ship it out.
Doing that just for these
This
this
batch.
first batch only,
Okay.
just this batch only. Because after that, if they if after the 250 and then more come, then by then I definitely better have a publisher because I don't want to deal with having to ship more of the books coming in. It
A
makes sense
comment
So
completely. It's just
from Daniel. He likes the way it was packaged. I'm gonna ask him if he also got damaged by glitter.
Oh gosh.
there can be a class action lawsuit.
That's Daniel. Thanks, Daniel. I think it's your ribbon. I don't remember what some of the packaging were a little bit different because I just had fun with it, because these are all like the first custom personalized ones. That's why. But Kevin, you had the most glitter.
That was not
Business
on
expense.
accident.
And okay, well that's interesting to know. Let's see. What is this? Where did the title come from? I feel like now that I've read the book, I
Oh,
understand it.
all
Did it come
right.
from one of the poems? That's my guess.
No. Fragile
Okay.
became yeah, I knew we were gonna get okay, now we're really getting into it, right? Oh. So the title Fragile, I chose it because obviously the word fragile means something that is very delicate and breakable. And when I was writing these poems, that's how I felt. So therefore, that's why Fragile is what is the title of the book because it's just being vulnerable, which everyone who's read it has always said, "Oh my God, it's so personal, it's beautiful, it's vulnerable, it's like yeah, it's fragile." That's why that's the title.
And for that, I have bought sparkling cider to celebrate it on a nice little cup. I'm gonna be
Not
fancy for you.
sponsored. Hide the logo.
Not
Not
sponsor.
sponsored
It's
by Neon.
not sponsored by Neon Road. It's sponsored by the Dollar Tree across my house.
So that's where that term came from. Yeah.
This dude.
I'm fancy.
No, I'm
We
like
were the
watching.
we were the self-publishing author.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you have your sip.
That's
Make
good.
this as awkward as possible.
This is so delicious.
Let you
I
go ahead. Let you
Drinking on
finish.
stream.
I'm immune to awkwardness, sir.
I thrive in it.
Yes.
I'm pausing because sometimes Kevin will well his lips are moving, but then I don't hear anything. So I'm waiting to see if I'm glitching. Not like that. Like that. Like I can see you moving. That's why I'm like, okay. Because if it's anything's glitching, I feel like it's gonna be on my end. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing so far so
freeze
good.
on my end, maybe like once every 5 seconds for like a second or
Yeah, no,
two.
I can see it on my phone. That's why. So I'm trying not to move too much for that reason, because whoops.
Look at
Oh
that
my God.
autofocus. Kevin out here
Oh
with
my
the high
gosh.
level production.
No, I'm on my little MacBook.
Also high level production. I'm on a $20 webcam. Struggles. We struggling out here.
We're doing
Obviously.
pretty and we're doing pretty good
Uh,
on time too. We're already at 30 minutes or 36 minutes since we started my stream.
Really? We
Oh,
haven't even gotten to the
41.
41
good
minutes
stuff.
for
Really?
Julio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the question part, like the actual question part. I knew you guys were gonna ask about the like all the money stuff and
Oh yeah,
the boring
hands
stuff,
down.
and it's like Jesus. I had to like look through my emails. And it's like,
I
what do I know of this? Because this is more Teresa. This is Teresa's side right now.
Oh, then
oh
Putting the
it
best
would
I
have been
can.
nice to have her here too, but
Yeah,
obviously
because
she's
she would tell you more in detail. Because like I said, she's the creative director. All the editor and people that they were talking regarding my book went through her, and she just followed up with me. I saw the emails going back and forth, but I don't respond to them. She handles that part.
why is that? Why did you have her handle that stuff?
She's
Because
my
that
creative
creative
director.
director was like, she took pictures and she gave them to you. And I'm like, oh, way to give her a good title. But I guess
She
she did a
and
little more than that, huh?
she, she did more than that. Yeah, she did. She did all that. Actually, she even changed the font, and I didn't even know she did that until after she told me after the fact.
Wow, how dare
She
her?
changed the. No, no, no. It was actually she changed the font on the titles of the poems, and because I just basically said something like calligraphy. I don't think they're gonna see that. And I
No, they're
forgot what
not.
was the name of the font, but she had changed it, and I was like, yeah, I like it, cool. And she actually like she moved the pages, not the pages, but she moved the things around to make it more cohesive and like straight. I wouldn't have been able to do that like on my end. Like I just knew everything matched, but I couldn't see because I had a hard time visualizing what the size of this book was. So I honestly thought it was like I couldn't imagine. I just thought it was like a square thing. Then when it came in person, I'm like, oh, it's even better than I imagined in my head.
well, that's nice.
Okay. So we're gonna go a little right here with my outline. We feel a little break. We can go a little off script from what the outline is. Just
Please do not read the
Yeah.
red question.
talk a little freely and amongst each other. But honestly, I'm so involved into the book, it's kind of hard to jump out
You
of it,
finished with
really.
it, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, I did finish the
You
book.
finished it.
I
Okay, cool.
finished quarter here, a quarter there, and a quarter at the end.
Yeah.
No, um,
That's how people had to agree to too. They're like, I'm halfway done with it. It's like, oh, and they tell me that in person, and it gives me like so much anxiety. It's like, don't tell me that. It just freaks me out. It's weird, like something out there can never like take back. It's definitely a
oh,
challenge for
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Oh yeah.
insane.
insanity because I am not that type of person at all. Like I'm
You're not that
like
guy.
regardless,
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Honestly,
No, I'm
you're
not
not
the
that
type of
guy.
I'm not that dude. Like I really am pretty private when it comes to like a lot of personal things. Like, I'll post like the work that I do. Oh, I see it's like lighting up.
Yeah.
I'll post like just like the modeling and acting stuff that I do sometimes, but for the book thing, I never ever thought that I would actually put that out there. Especially in something like this. Like I would write something a little bit more happier, you know. Um Not that I am not, but that's a whole different project conversation that I can't talk about still.
Mhm.
But something like that, like another adjective, like sad. I guess that's the only thing I can. That's only because it's not sad, but you know what I mean. Like it's if you read it, you understand. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's kind of scary to put out there.
Oh
I
yeah.
never wanted to really put it out there because I kid you not, like I really came like I have the original poems that the first couple beginnings of the poems written when I was much younger, probably like seventh or eighth grade. So I was like
Wow,
in middle school.
that's
That's
insane.
why. So listen, that's why I actually didn't like those poems. I thought, looking back on it, I was like, because I did those when
You're
I
a
was
kid.
younger. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, these kind of suck. But and I they weren't they obviously they weren't originally going to go into fragile, but because it was like the whole process of it, it's like no, throw those older, more angsty poems in there. That way, it builds up to when it starts getting more like mature. You can actually kind of like see the growth. I don't know if people
Yeah.
actually can, but I can. That's why those beginning poems, like the Little Storm and all of that,
Mhm.
um, Freshman of
Cool.
Life.
So
Those are all written like
when you were
when I
younger,
was in middle school, much more
wow.
younger, and that's why I
Okay.
made them first. That's why I made them kind of first because I wanted to kind of get those ones like Good Night Night. Those are written when I was like I had the original diary and I would write the date and it was like
Oh,
2006, 2005, 2007.
A good 15 years ago.
Yeah, and so that's why I was just like, I was like, I'm not gonna put these in the poems because these suck. They're so like whiny and angsty, but it's like, no, actually, Teresa was like, no, you should probably put those in. It kind of shows the growth of it.
The
Because I'll
character
read back in these
development.
poems. Exactly. I would read these poems and I'm like, ooh, are you okay, darling? Like, are you all right, honey? Like,
is
are
everything
you
all right
all
at
right?
home?
Is everything okay? Had I read this as I am now, but back then, you know, serious little child going through so much.
I like when you first read the book and you see your little note, your heads up, your forgot what it was called. I was just literally looking at it. That little sentence where you kind of give people a yeah a warning or not a warning,
Oh,
but just you
a
let people know
warning.
like what's about to
Oh,
go down.
yeah. A
Like
note, an author's note.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that completely, and it kind
Thank
of
you.
ties in with the end of the book too, which I don't want to talk about that at all because I don't want to spoil it. I want people to read
Thank
that,
you.
and then
Thank you.
I like all the credit you gave to people. I love how you did the book. I really do.
Thank
The
you.
the gilded pages, everything the way it's at. There's no page numbers. It's very unique. It's very simple, and it's very. It makes someone like me think that oh, this is when you're publishing a book or when you're making a book, as long as you do it to, as long as you're being 100% honest with yourself or honest with the book when it comes to this style,
Yeah.
or if you're like committed to it, then it can happen. Because and we talked about that earlier today too, about consistency, and that's why we're doing this to
Yeah. It was so
help promote
important
your
for
book and
this.
all that.
It was so important that I stayed absolutely true and I didn't try to like hide anything. And that's why I put the author's note in there and that's why I wrote like what I wrote. Like it's just 100% like being vulnerable, 100%. It is like touching base and kind of spreading a little bit of mental health awareness, which is like really near and dear to my heart. And that's why book is kind of like the way it is. It's kind of showing the Polaroid poem. The Polaroids obviously don't look super like, oh, I'm wearing black and huddled in the corner, like anxiety
Scary.
written everywhere. Yeah, it's nothing like that because for
Ooh, oh my
me,
god.
like mental health, it those sometimes it's the people who like are the most happiest, are the ones that smile the most, are the ones that like laugh the hardest. That could be
If you're not
like
being
going.
fake.
Yeah, so you need to like check up on everyone, like mental, like going through like whatever it is, depression or anxiety, whatever people struggle with, doesn't always look like dark and moody. It can look like anything.
Your
And
book
that's
is
why I
very
don't.
real with
Yeah,
emotions, which is
why,
very
but yeah, but
impressive.
it's not like things, and it's so people get so surprised because I guess there's like a facade that I guess they see of me where I just kind of always look kind of like happy, kind of, unless you're my close friend, and like it's not always like that. And
You
then when
put
they
your
read the
strong
book, they're
face
like,
on.
yeah, they're like, whoa, what happened? Like, oh my gosh, like it's so vulnerable, like, or that's crazy and very brave that you're able to put like those type of words out. And it's like, I didn't even think I put anything too crazy or serious, but everything that I put, I definitely 100% knew that, okay, once it's out there, it's out there. Like, I can't, you know, take anything back. And I kind of wouldn't want to anyway, because
Mm.
someone has to say it and someone has to spread it. Someone has to touch base on it.
And
Because if not, then if it's not me, then who else would do it? At least I can attribute to that.
So you had said you were tapping into the side of you that was really vulnerable. Is
Yeah.
there like any other traits you'd probably that stand out to you in a writer?
100% being vulnerable and probably having like courage and a little bit bravery because it's like it's like any artist, like anything that they put out there, they'll love it, they'll be proud of it, but there'll always be those people that are gonna critique, they'll have their own opinions about it, which is fine. Not everybody's gonna love every single thing that someone else does or someone puts out there. So
Right.
it's important just to be like brave, and if you're doing this for, know like what you're doing this for. So I did this for myself and to basically say what I wanted to say. That was just so important to me like since the past couple of like years. I just wanted to like actually like, hey, so this is how I felt. This is kind of like, what I'm feeling, and boom, just tell everybody. Because when everyone says like, hey, how are you? It's like, I'm fine. Even if you're not, but that's all we say is like, I'm fine, I'm fine. But it's like, are we really? Do you want to talk about it? Like, are you sure you're okay? So
Yeah. Always take
um
that extra second.
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, but basically like what you said, Julio, just being vulnerable, be brave and courageous, and know that if you're doing the work, even if it helps like one person, or even if it's not like poems, like just a normal story, like you're writing, a nonfiction story or something. Um, you're just writing it and you're enjoying the story that you're making, and someone else, and just one person likes the book that you read, then that's already an accomplishment in itself. You don't need like thousands and thousands of people. If
Oh
one
yeah.
person's like, I really loved your story and inspired me, then that's already like gold,
yeah.
my
Yeah,
opinion.
I relate to that like so well because I mean
Yeah.
earlier in the year you guys probably know I produced a song called "I Can't Stop Falling in Love with You,"
Yeah.
and I remember when I showed it to
Amazing.
Kevin, and to me like I know Kevin doesn't really like that genre of music. I remember I sent it to him, I'm like, hey, like I produced this song. I'm like, so, it's whatever. I went to the bathroom when I came back. I was expecting Kevin to just be like, a good friend, saying like, oh, yeah, it was all right. But he was actually, bro, that was so good. And I was like, I did not expect that, especially from someone like Kevin who doesn't,
Yeah,
again, like
to
that kind
this
of
day, it
music.
was my best lie.
Uh, well,
You're so
like, shit. Cut the street. I'm gonna go cry. Oh, but I
yeah, no,
relate
but
to that because, again, like, that
yeah,
was something like, even to now, when people tell me like they really enjoyed it, I'll kind of have to be like,
yeah.
shut the fuck up. But, like, I don't know. I did
So
at the end, like, produce it for
let
me.
me paint you a funny scene. And we'll use like, no, we said we weren't gonna like talk, but because I have no other like way to mention it, but just like
Mm,
my chapel people. So when they randomly come up to me and say, "So I just read your book. This is what happens." I get super flustered and I'm like, "Oh my God." And I start
Yeah.
panicking, freaking out, and I like try to run away because it's like, "Oh my God, I don't want to hear it." Like, like I don't want to hear anything. But even though if it's like amazing feedback, it's just because like they're right there. Like I'd rather someone like a stranger reads it versus someone who knows me in real life and then they're right there in front of me and they're like, "Hey, so I read your book," and it's like, "Oh my God." I forgot. I didn't even like it doesn't I forget that you even bought it. So
Right.
it's just like I go into panic mode. I'm still
Yeah.
like,
I feel that. I feel that.
so it's like we had like we had like a meeting and then someone blasted out like, "Didn't you just write a book?" And I was like, "You wrote a book? You wrote a book? You wrote a book?" And it's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna run away." Like I did, yeah. Here's a website. Don't make me talk about it, which is actually funny as to why I'm so excited to do this stream because I haven't ever really talked about it at all, like ever. And I didn't know we were obviously this podcast wasn't planned, but it was like, you know what? Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's just sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Give me
Go ahead
all
and give it some
and
attention.
questions that you guys wanted. Yeah, and I can tell you how much fear I had doing this whole process.
Oh yeah. I get you. I relate to that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
everyone
yours is
does.
probably way more intense as these are more personal than what I experience. Obviously, I got a track and a piano. I got something to
Yeah.
work with, but it's just like
Mhm.
the lyrics just hit somewhere and I related to
You know what?
them.
Honestly, it's the same thing because if you compose a song, right? You are 100% the lyricist, so you did the lyrics yourself.
I didn't. Those were all set up online, available to everybody. I did
Okay.
everything around it, but I chose that song
Oh, okay, okay,
specifically because just the lyrics
okay.
just hit somewhere, hit
Yeah,
home.
okay. I was gonna say if you ever did write your own song, it's the same thing as writing like a book because
Exactly.
it's own your own words out there.
That's a whole different world. That whole producing music industry.
Yeah, that's hardcore. I'm a musician though, so yeah.
I don't know how Jeremy does it. Maybe we can get him in on the next podcast. That'd be pretty cool too.
No, you should though, because I don't even know what he looks like. I've only heard him talk and I've heard his music and he made like the music for BunnyxBo, but yeah. um
Julio,
any other question?
Do you want to jump into the questions you've had listed? Because
Oh, I've
we've
I
been
been.
think we did
already
all.
kind of going through them.
Oh, okay.
I've
Go.
already
Keep
started.
going, baby girl.
Oh, did you want to do the next question? I already did the last one.
I don't even remember. I don't even know what the next.
Me,
Oh,
I'm going off tangents.
okay. Um. Hmm.
It's the filler episodes.
So I kind of wanna. I guess what was your motive, or what was we kind of already kind of talked about it a little bit, but what was your motive for this book? What
Motive?
really, yeah, I mean, and what kind of what really pushed you to just finally publish it and stuff like that? We've talked a little bit about this, and what's the motive of the book, like, and then like what was your goal for the book besides just getting one person to like it? Uh,
Mhm.
what are your goals with
Um,
this book, and maybe moving on to your next
oh,
projects and future books that you've got?
dang, Kevin, like the
Oh yeah.
30,000 questions in one. Okay. So the motive,
Oh,
well,
okay.
the reason why I decided to publish it is because it's as simple as life is too short, you know. Not going into any names, but this actually happened after the fact that I published it, so it doesn't have anything to do with the motivation of the book right now, but it kind of relates to it. So a close friend of mine's sister, who I'm friends with, had passed away. These are older people, passed away, and it was sad and everything as usual. And then out of nowhere, they had mentioned that the one who had passed, the sister that had passed away, actually had a book that she wrote about. Um, I'm gonna say I think it was about suffering with bipolar disease. And the other sister who mentioned it said that, I've been with her for years and years and years, and I didn't even know that that's something that she was um, struggling with or was talking about. No one knew that she was writing this, right? And after she had passed, the family actually went ahead and just, yes, you can purchase it, which I want to actually purchase it myself, but they published it for her in honor of her. And that's an example. Like I just think, life is too short. And there's something that I learned is the people that are in like their deathbeds, it's not the it's not the things that they regret doing that they think about. It's the things that they didn't get to do. It's the things that they didn't get to say. It's the things that they didn't, because I think you rather take that leap of faith and actually do it rather than not do it. Fear, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I failed or that was crazy, but at least I did it. At least I can say I did it. At least I have something to show for it versus, oh, that would be cool. Maybe publish something, but I don't know. I'd be too scared because like what if, and of course I had that, growing up, but then that's why I just said, hey, just go out with a big bang. Like just take these collections that you have and then the more recent ones, put them together, even if they're kind of, a little bit more on the happy-go-lucky side, and that's what the next project is for. Because it can also spread, which goes into your next question, and spreading mental health awareness, honestly, is the truth of it, basically. Kind of show that, hey, I'm not perfect. I've struggled with that too. People in my family who are close to me had struggled with that too. Close friends of mine have struggled with that, and just people in general that I've known have, at one point in time, have struggled with something that people don't want to talk about, and people don't want to talk about mental health awareness. So I did it in this form, and I just put it out there so that people can see, hey, there's like beauty and even surviving, and even if you are here just one day, like that's already like beautiful that you were able to survive just going through whatever it is that people are going through. And so that's kind of what that is. That makes sense. I'm bad at explaining.
Good. Well, I'm glad that came out of it, and it is crazy that it's crazy that that book was discovered and published. Like that's something you don't really hear often. That's pretty rare, and
Yeah.
really cool.
Uh,
Really cool little
Cleaning, because
backstory.
they're cleaning out her house and
Yeah,
doing what they have to do, and they just stumble across from it. So I'm assuming
a
that's what
close
happened.
family saying that. That's definitely gonna be. That's I
Yeah,
can't
because
really relate to that feeling, but I'm like that's a shock. That really is.
like it's very personal. It's like, oh, this is how you felt. I didn't know that you wrote all of this. This is what this came out of you, and I didn't know. That's
But it's
yeah.
beautiful that a person leaves something like that behind for others to experience as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you on that one.
So, in your experience, after you were finished with the book and obviously having all this out, did you feel better by any chance? Like, did that help you have that sense
Um,
that you might actually help someone else?
yes, yes, because I already had people that tell me it already did, and it's just amazing. That's such an amazing feeling. Like it's like a different type of high. Like I said, even if it was just one person, but for multiple people, it means like a lot. What's the question? Did I answer it? You went off on the tangent again.
Yeah, that was fine.
Kevin asked like 10 questions. I'm not sure.
Oh, my other
Yeah,
question was
I hope
well,
I answered that.
something now. So now that we've got this motive understood
Oh
and
wait,
stuff like
I'm
that,
so
but
sorry,
was
Kevin. I'll interrupt you. Yes, it did make me feel better. I had fear afterwards because no, I had fear leading up to the process, and once it was out there, and then I saw it like in person, I was just like super happy. I was ecstatic. I was joyful. So I answered. Okay, Kevin, go ahead.
you're good, you're good.
You
You
have
take
permission
control,
now,
girl.
Kevin. You have
Yeah, I
permission.
may I speak, Saya?
Sorry. Yes,
Aurora's
you
here.
may. I am here. You may. Oh my God, my
Alright.
hair. Okay.
So what's the next project? You've completed this. You've
You did mention
it's
there's a
it's
part
your
two.
first step. It's you
Oh.
like who just said. So what's next?
Right. So there's a second book that is finished in terms of the writing portion of it. We just need the film portion of it and then putting it together. And I'm planning to. Okay, I want to. Oh, wait. So this book was announced on. So if it wasn't for COVID, this book would have came out obviously beforehand. I won't go into details because it doesn't matter anymore. But this was going to come out on winter solstice. You guys know what that is? Does
December
anyone know what winter
21st.
solstice is?
Winter
Yeah. So
Soldier?
winter
Winter
soldier,
Soldier.
winter,
Yes.
winter
Yes.
sausage. So winter solstice. Winter solstice is the first day of winter. And this book, oh, I don't know why I didn't mention it. This book is such a winter book. This book only is
Oh, I was
like
thinking of summer
you can
solstice.
you literally only read this in winter. Yeah, it's
June
summer now. That's
21st.
why yeah, exactly. But it's a winter style book. That's why there's more wintry elements to it as opposed to summer. And that's why the book, because I couldn't have it released, I didn't want to wait that long. After COVID, I could not wait any longer. It would have thrown me off way crazy because I wanted time to have this out before the other one came out. So that's why I just announced it on the night of the snow moon. I think that was like February something. It was just an announcement, but it came out whenever it wanted to come out because it was a big batch of it coming in. But yeah, originally was supposed to come out on winter solstice. It didn't, but it came. At least I announced it to the world like on a
A winter.
snow moon.
Another
Yeah, on the winter
symbolic
time.
day.
Yeah, another symbolic day. So with that being said, the second book is I want it. It will. It should come out on daylight savings,
Oh,
which
so we
is
go back in time.
yeah. So I guess I can mention what the second book is. No, I was told not to yet until I actually
Yeah.
have it. So I'm just gonna call it Project Two. So Project Two is supposed to come out.
Baby two.
Is gonna Baby Two is supposed to come out daylight
Ugh.
savings, and then there's a reason why, and it all makes sense. And it's not the complete opposite of Fragile, but it is the healing part of Fragile. I'll say that. And I'm
Okay.
so excited. Like more, I will shove this book more in everyone's face than I did with this one, because it's the aftermath of everything. It's the healing part. It is much more like happier in a sense of like closure, in a sense of like freedom and relief from living,
Yeah.
as opposed
I mean,
to yeah.
do you want to say everybody know? You want everybody to know that you've grown from the first book,
Exactly.
and
Yeah, so
everybody's
that's
excited to
what
show
it is.
that.
Because I
I
don't want
do.
people to like read Fragile and then think like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you all right, honey? Like, like no, I'm okay now, but okay now. But yeah, that's what. And I just wanted I just wanted growth to be part of
Mm.
it. You read the first book and it's like, oh, and you read the second book and it's like, oh, part two. I can't get into details without spoiling, but my part of the poem part is done. I have it in my, my secret little drive. I think I can kind of pull up how many poems because I think it's slightly more than Fragile.
Oh wow. So
I have
and
to
Jordan was
I
asking
have
if
to
you can
stop it right
pre-order.
there, yeah, because I can't make it too long. So um,
Do you have an
You were
exact
getting excited.
poem count for Fragile?
do that again.
Do you have an exact poem count for Fragile?
Yeah. Let me see. So right as of now, Project Two is 50 pages. Oh,
Hmm.
Fragile is. I have the original here, of course. Let me see how much Fragile really was. I didn't put page numbers because I wanted it to be like diary style, and I think I hit the mark. Oh no, 50. It's 53, but it's counting the things I haven't. It's counting all the like diary entries and stuff like that. That's why it's more. But two will be more than 53 page. So in total, this is 53 pages. That's not a lot. It's not a
Nah.
lot. I can write more, but I have a lot more that are So like my writing process, I don't have a writing desk. I know that was something you guys were gonna ask me.
Yeah.
I write on my bed, which is kind of weird, but I just do.
Hey,
I
whatever's
write.
comfortable.
My favorite time of day is the morning time, but surprisingly, I don't. The poems, I don't make them like in the morning, and I don't have a time where I'm sitting down and saying, "Okay, time to write a poem." Like they just come out of nowhere, or they just trickle in. Like I'll just be sitting here and someone's talking to me, and then I see like a cloud or I see a moon, and all of a sudden I just words start coming in my head,
Yeah, I
and I'll
didn't
just
know if
quickly
it was
start.
gonna be like you're at Subway and
No.
they fuck up your order and you just go home and write a dark ass poem.
And is that
No, it's not like that. You know what? So I did I was at I was sitting in the chapel one day waiting for something. I don't know what I was waiting for, and I was looking out in the window. And I actually constructed a whole poem just by sitting there. It had something to do with weddings, which I don't know why I did, but I did, and I didn't. It's nothing that's going to be published or anything. But I wrote like a whole thing, like a whole stanza of it. That it was actually pretty cute. That I could see someone like it could be like vow like or something like that. But I just do that. I do that all the time. And people don't know that is that constantly I just have like I'm always in my head and I always have words that are just happening in my head. And that's where the poems come from. I don't sit there and like, okay, time to write a poem. Let's do something regarding the color purple. And I think and think and think, because
Hmm.
I can't think on the spot like I can't think on the spot like that.
freestyle
So
time though?
Like, yeah, wait a minute.
Well, okay. I mean, what do you want me to?
Yeah, you
Oh
gotta
yeah, we
spit
gotta give her
spit
some
some
topics,
lines.
huh?
Okay.
Can't rap.
I'm thinking of 3 words. Neon, moon, and pineapples.
Neon moon pineapple. You want me to make a poem out of that?
Oh
No.
no, Kevin. Oh no.
Oh my
Go ahead,
goodness.
spit some words on let's see. Uh oh, does that like it's god
You
dang
give
it.
me if you let me write, I could try to do something.
Hmm.
I can't like just say it out loud. Truly neon moon and pineapple.
No, and definitely not pineapple croissants. Neon moon
Oh,
croissant.
croissant.
Oh
Croissant.
my god.
Croissant.
Okay,
Croissant.
hold on.
Croissant.
You guys will have to talk then while I do this. Neon and croissants.
Moon and
Croissant.
croissant. It doesn't have to be they don't
Croissant.
have to be together. It doesn't have to be neon moon croissants. It can be moon neon croissants. They don't have to be in the same
Oh lord.
sentence. You just have to use those 3
Oh
words
no.
in your poem
Oh no, this
to
is
spit
awful.
that
Okay.
fire.
I'm gonna spit it. Let me just see what I can write with this. Let
Josh
you
is
guys
asking
talk.
about we're asking about pre-ordering your new book too. That's gonna come
Yeah, it's
out.
early. A little too early. But I'll do a whole pre-release like I did last time. Thanks, Josh.
And we'll go
Um
ahead and post that on
Fudge.
the page too and get
Yeah.
everybody
Uh,
informed on these.
yeah, we can definitely talk about doing stuff like that. That we're gonna be. Let me go turn my light a little bit in the room. We can mention about what we're doing here, right, Julia? What our goal is for this podcast to kind of open up. We want this to be one of many new podcasts that we can do. Doesn't necessarily have to be like an interview process or a producer, but we like to support the local community here where we're at, and we like to because it's just fun. It's just talking, just getting to learn about something that I didn't even know. I'm gonna be watching this video back later again, and I'm like, oh, good thing I wasn't paying attention because I can watch this again.
Jesus Christ. All right. No, yeah, I mean, I think the same way too, but I'm more excited with like bringing
Alright, I got
people
one.
along. Oh crap! All right, that fast,
Oh,
damn.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
It's
girl.
it's the best poem and I should have put this in the book.
All right, I'm gonna put beats.
uh,
I'm gonna use your book as the beat too.
oh no,
No, don't put these. What are you talking about? Okay. You wanted me to do something with neon, moon, and croissants, right? Let's do it. I already did.
croissant,
Croissants.
croissant.
Evan likes croissants, and he loves gaming. Neon Moon Broadcast is the one that he is filming.
Oh,
What you get?
okay. I I see. I've
I
made
was
it too
gonna do like a
easy for you.
whole
You're a
thing.
good pro. You're a pro.
You
And,
have
You
been
didn't say it had to
conned.
be like super long.
uh,
That's a whole. I also do what is that called? Haikus? I think there's haikus. There's a lot
That's
more of
the
them in
only
Project too.
poem
oh,
style that I remember from elementary school, haiku. And I was gonna ask you about, because I know there's
Have
like other
I don't know
formats
if
of
I.
the poems. So, like, do you follow a specific style, or is it just you
Oh, the
freehanding
only thing I ever followed was like haiku.
haiku?
'Cause I threw a
uh,
couple in. I threw a couple in there. Do you know what that is, Kevin?
Oof.
You blinked.
yes, sort of, sort of.
As he's looking it up on
um.
Google on his
Yeah.
second monitor, mother.
No, I don't follow anything because like the thing is like this is like mine internally. So I wasn't gonna. I didn't want to like try to like copy even though it's a style of poem which everyone does. I just did it my way. If it matches like a certain style, then it was
Pure
I think I have a.
just
coincidence.
did.
I think we're getting a
Not
caller.
coincidence. It just did, but nothing. What?
The caller saying, "Hey, yo, that shit was whack," on your little freestyle. I was looking for the video to reference that
Oh
comment.
my gosh.
I found out her
Oh, the
name
Iggy
was
Azalea.
Iggy Azalea. She's doing freestyle, and then the caller comes in. Hey, yo, that shit
Oh
was
my,
whack.
so funny. It's hilarious.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, but no, I don't follow. I don't purposely try to follow. If
Mm.
poems are kind of easy to do, I think anyone can write a poem. Anything can be a poetry. You can write a poetry about a fridge
Yeah,
and haiku
honestly,
style, and it's
Challenge
you know,
reading your
accepted.
book is a good idea of like what you can. Can be published. This is a type of thing you can do. I'm over here thinking about rhyming and stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't
Like
have to
Dr.
rhyme
Seuss
all the time.
books.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be a Dr. Seuss book. I was like,
a
oh, a bunch
Dr.
of.
Seuss book.
I thought it was gonna be nothing but pictures.
I
I
have
was like,
something. I
oh,
have
she's
things
got
that
words in here. What's going on? I had no idea what to
I have.
expect with this book.
Did you
Yeah,
think it was gonna be as
pictures.
long as it did?
No, I thought it was gonna be like 15
Short.
pages, a short book, pictures and stuff. I was like,
Wow, I
oh, Tracer and Aurora
overcharged for
taking
15
pictures.
pages. um,
I'm the one who
I
bought it.
have some short ones in here, but I have some long ones too. They're all just kind of normal. I think the shortest poem that I've ever made, a one sentence poem.
I was about to say it wasn't the
Just
Neon Moon croissant.
it was the one called Forgotten. If you on page blank, if you can page like
If
maybe
you can
maybe
turn to that
page
page,
30 or 20 or
Oh,
45. I don't know.
it's
it's in the
somewhere in
middle.
there.
But yeah, so it's not even like one sentence long. So I don't even know if I count that as a poem. It's just a thing that I wrote. I was trying to find it.
Yeah.
The good thing about
But
not having,
I'll probably put page numbers on the next one, of course, because
well, the
that
good thing
one's not
about
going to be too diary style.
the good thing about not having page numbers is when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, this is a new one because I won't remember the page number as well. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this is a
I
new
don't
poem. I haven't
remember
read
it.
this one. I have a few favorite ones. I have all the good and the bad girls. And bad girls, I love
Oh
that one a
yeah,
lot.
one's
Uh,
fun. That was fun to put out there.
severing ties. It
Hold on, I
has
have
a
to
lot.
remember.
One
Severing
sentence.
ties has a lot more with what you
Oh,
were
that's more.
talking about earlier.
That that's a more That's a more
Personal one. That one's deep.
feels. That's a
I love that
feels
one.
one. Yeah. Do
Melancholy
you
was
get it?
great too.
Can I ask? I want to interview you guys just for a moment.
Oh
Uh,
fuck.
oh, that's it for us today, folks.
No, no. So this is for Kevin. I'll get
Oh
one for
shit.
Julio too. But
Oh
so
god.
Kevin, you like severing ties. Can I just see what is your take on it? I just want it because you know how every poem is going to mean something different to everyone, and they're right no matter what. So if I wrote this and I thought of it being like this, right, because that's what I think. But if Kevin were to say this is what he thinks of it, even if it's not what I imagine in my head, he'd still be right because you read it, it's whatever it makes you feel, That's what I was taught about poetry at least. So I just wanted to get your take on something like that.
So I didn't really try to interpret it. I tried to experience it. So
Hmm.
I'm reading with the emotion that is put into it. Like
This is the answer of a man who's
es-
panicking.
especially at the especially the I love the way the page is white. No, the end of it, there's a lot of
Yeah.
I can like how
Oh
the
no.
poem ends, I can feel it. Hey, I don't want to read the poem out loud.
No,
Oh
I just
no, you
remember
don't
I
even have to
asked you,
read it.
what was your
Yeah, but
favorite
Oh,
part, and you said the part when it ended. Just like, you
no,
fucking
yeah, no, I
asshole.
already get this.
that is the poem at the end shows a lot of the emotion. It's very important.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I thought it was right
Why
here.
are you booing
Why are
me?
you booing me?
You're actually wrong. It was a comedy. I'm just kidding. No,
Okay.
it's not.
No,
No,
but I can.
no, that was good.
I was like, damn, I feel that. That hits different than most of the
Yeah.
poems.
And you know what before this podcast, I was already planning to do my own little that looks like this. I feel like a teacher with my pen. I've just been pointing my pens at everybody. Um, I was planning to do my own like little video of this, going more into details. I mean, I know we're going more into details with it, but no, I don't know how I was gonna do it. But I was actually gonna tell them like from the poems when and what inspired me to make that one specifically, this one
Mm.
specifically, but just all of them specifically. So just listening to Kevin talking about how emotional like the ending was, it brought me back to when I was writing this. I knew exactly when I was writing this. I knew exactly when I was writing this.
Yeah. I have a question from Josh. What was your
Okay,
favorite poem in the book?
my
Ooh.
favorite poem. I love
Well,
all my poems,
should
of
wait.
course.
Should we
Uh,
go to Julio first and then answer Josh's question?
No,
That way
let's
we
get
can
Josh's
so
get.
question in. We'll get
Okay.
Josh's in.
we'll
Yeah.
ask Josh's question. My favorite one, of course, I love all of them. My favorite one is Winter Light. Um, towards the
Why?
back. um, because I feel like that was when I was the most honest. And,
Mm.
but I basically, oh my God, I'm gonna stutter so bad on this. Sorry, guys. Like Winter's Light, and it's my favorite poem because it was the most vulnerable. I mean, they're all vulnerable, but this one was the most vulnerable. This is me. This was almost not like me trying to like write something. It was almost me basically putting something out and saying, "This is." you from Aurora, straight up, like no filters or anything. And then this is what I'm basically telling you, like, hey, this is me. This is me for me. This is me writing it about me. And that's why I probably like Winter Light, because it had like more of a closure at the end. That's like, with everything said and done through the book, just know that, guess what? I was feeling all those emotions right with you in real life. And it's okay. That's why I like Winter Light. 'Cause it's like winter is winter. I kind of depicted winter kind of cold and bad, which is ironic because I'm a winter girl. But in the end, winter like had a light, and that's why Winter Light is the name of the title of that poem, and that's why that one's one of my favorites. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, who answered that? Who asked that question? I need to be on the
Josh.
chat. Okay, I can. Yeah, so
You're good.
that's my
I'll
favorite
bring it
poem.
up.
Julio.
He
Nah.
he claps,
Thank you, Josh.
not his hands.
Wait, okay.
How he
Who
clapping?
doesn't want me to answer him a
How he
question? Can you
clapping?
ask Josh, or can I ask Josh? Josh, what's your favorite poem?
Oh yeah, Josh.
Ooh.
Favorite poem, please.
Did he
Let's see if
log
he
off
read
the
it.
chat?
Oh,
Oh,
he logged
we have lost all 7 of our viewers. No. Uh, so can you quiz Julio over here now?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
guy
okay.
down here beneath me.
I'm up
What
here.
was what's one of your favorite poems?
So
Down
that,
here to me, so I'm looking down.
oh,
Okay.
I'm looking up at a Polaroid. So I mentioned it to you earlier before we started. We had the whole little pre thing. I
Yeah.
only did get halfway through the book, but in that first
Mhm.
half, the one that stood out to me the most was the one you titled "Perfect."
What did that
And
one make
That
you
one did stick
feel?
out.
What's your interpretation on that? I did
basically
turn to the
was that
page to remember which one that was.
there's like, oh yeah, there's no page numbers, right?
Someone's panicking.
Someone panic. No, but basically that there's no cookie cutter outline to life, that there isn't a set path that you're just going, experiencing your own kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know, that was kind of where it hit me the most. Just
Oh, that was good. Yeah,
having
that's
that
pretty much it.
realness to it.
Yeah, because I till this day I'm still such a perfectionist, and it's like perfection can kill creativity. I know, no one else needs to tell me that. Um, so that's why, yeah, the title is called Perfect, because I just feel like for the longest time, maybe not using me as an example, since I'm like an example of all of these poems, but just someone always trying to do the right thing because they think that that's what they're supposed to do, or all, trying to be like the perfect daughter or the perfect mom or the perfect sibling or husband or wife, and putting so much of that expectations on them, and like what can it, like how damaging it can be, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
that's where that poem came from. Was that, is it, would you rather be happy, or would you rather be perfect, or would you rather be happy? Is basically how I saw that. Like, what's
Yeah.
so good about trying to be perfect and do your own thing? Like, be messy, be sloppy, be crazy, have fun, like, be loud and obnoxious. I'm not any of those right now, but it's basically just having the freedom to just live your life. Like Julio said, there's no, don't put yourself in this bubble just because it's perfect. Just actually like live your life. There is no such thing as perfectionism anyway, really, So that's how I interpreted that one. It's just basically what you did.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. That one's the one that stood out. I'll go ahead and finish the rest of it, but I mean, as you guys know, we kind of had a little something happen in the morning. We'll probably throw a little tribute
Yeah.
at the end, but yeah, I'll go ahead and pick that up, finish the rest of it. I really dove into that first half, but I was just like
Yeah.
mentally exhausted for the last 2 days.
I know, absolutely. That's the thing, is that even with this book, being here and like my little happy moments, I still get pushed down with stuff that I think about in the past, which obviously shouldn't matter. But I still every now and then catch myself thinking about them, and then sometimes I'll get put back in that dark place. Then it's like, oh no, I don't want to like revert back to that. I don't want to, digress. But it's basically like project two kind of, I already have a poem that's kind of touching base on that, meaning that you're not just cured for life, and it's like, yay, I'm happy, I'm always going to be happy for the next 75 years, every single day, nothing is going to take me down. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You're gonna be in dark places and light places, and it's gonna go back and forth, and that's how it's gonna be for the rest of your life. Your job is to keep yourself afloat, however way that means, and keep yourself strong and learn to adapt as it gets, crazier in life.
Josh said his favorite book is the Queens of the Universe, and then Christian said,
Oh,
"What up, bitches?"
Queens of the Universe. Fuck, Josh took that picture. That's
Oh,
probably
that's
why it's his
probably
favorite.
why.
Oh,
I
That
had
okay.
him.
sneaky
Someone's
bastard.
stroking themselves off.
I had to have him do it so many times because, and I knew
Fucking
I was like,
Christian.
Josh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be a perfectionist with this, which is ironic, but I need this perfect.
Mm.
No, I love Queens of the Universe because that was like a shout out to just people in my life who, like I said, kept me afloat. So Susie
Recap.
and Teresa.
Oh yeah, that's that picture. He says I don't fucking read. Well, good thing this is an easy read, buddy. And that's why we talked. It was a podcast. Just to recap, we talked about Aurora. We talked about the publishing aspect. We talked about a little bit touched the gist of the financial aspects of it, how much it
Yeah,
cost.
that was a bad part on my end. Sorry, guys. I didn't.
And
Yeah.
you can say that for a video on your own, girl. Trust me, people are gonna want to know this stuff on how to start up something, because you're gonna show people that this is possible for someone to do, such as myself. Oh, I'll make a random book about, I don't know, dinosaurs or something stupid, and I'm gonna use
Hey,
Aurora's.
dinosaurs aren't stupid.
I
Dinosaurs
said
are not
something
stupid.
something stupid like schmagma or something like that.
Oh no.
But anyways, point
Goodbye,
is,
everybody.
this you're you're crawling so I can run and make a fool of myself. But you are putting out, you're setting an example. Um, being a role model, you're giving us an idea where the path is. Because a lot of people don't know how to do this stuff, and this is good information. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
Christian.
Oh my god. I
crazy.
don't even know what he's
Don't even worry about it.
Can't wait to
You-
look at this chat later.
Yeah.
Peek right now.
Josh says he doesn't like it because of the pictures, but he likes the story behind it.
Is it
It's all
what?
three of you girls, and it was a cool experience to be a part of it. Not just
Oh yeah.
he doesn't like it because he took the picture only, allegedly, but
Only.
he likes it because the story behind it, and he was the one behind the story because he was the one taking the picture.
Huh. It's that one. Let me tell you, we drove all the way to Arizona. That was done in Arcadia, which is
Oh,
Susie's
my
place.
sister told me about
Oh
this.
God,
And we drove.
Josh is horrible
Josh,
driving.
tell me how much. No, he was actually okay. Josh, tell me how many hours it was. Whatever hours it was, we went there just to shoot one Polaroid photo, which was that one. All the way to
Well,
Arizona just to do that.
yeah, I would have loved to join that trip just to stay there a little
We should
longer,
have.
but you guys
Yeah,
only did that for a little bit.
only did
Pretty
that just
cool
because
though.
of.
I'd definitely like to go to
Yeah,
Arcadia. We
yeah,
can
it was
definitely do a
awesome.
podcast with them too. That's a great
Should
great
we
idea
should.
for that. Just to get people, because people need to know about that stuff too. So I'll
Yeah.
get in touch. But wow, we've gone through a lot. It's been an hour and 20, almost 30 minutes.
We're not
Wow,
even
Um,
that's
halfway
crazy.
Josh
done
is
through
the
the
three.
Dang.
questions, but
All right,
yeah.
go
Don't
for it.
remember anything that we said.
Fire your
Okay.
questions, Julio. Let's get this
Rapid
going.
fire, rapid fire.
Rapid fire questions.
How is your and Hyro's?
Oh no.
Let's go with another question.
Oh no.
Oh.
Fake laughs, fake laughs.
What happened?
Oh
Ha
man.
ha. He.
All right. So during the process of writing, obviously within the last decade or more, who would you say throughout that whole process would be your biggest role model?
Um, myself, because no one knew that I was writing.
That was a
My
little
my
bit of a
parents didn't even know.
Kanye answer.
My
Achoo,
parents.
bless
Oh,
me,
I
thank me.
really I have role models, but in terms you asked me about writing.
Mm.
No one knew that I was writing. My parents didn't know I published the book until it actually was here. I didn't tell them till it happened,
Nice.
and they were
Chris,
like, "What?" I have, my role models are like my parents, and I have different
Yeah,
people
of
who are role
course.
models. But in terms of writing, I didn't really have anyone to like look up to do it. I guess you can say, Teresa was a role model in terms of like creativity and pushing my limits in terms of putting this out there. That should be the closest example of that, possibly.
um, Christian wants a little recap on how long it took to write the book. If you want to just give me a
Um,
brief little.
so the beginning poems I wrote when I was like in middle school, and I just threw those in there because I wasn't obviously gonna throw them in there because I thought they sucked. I still think they do, but I did that for growth purposes. So I did those in middle school. I've been writing my whole life, but in terms of like the process of it took about 2 years and a half.
Okay.
Years and a half.
And that's because of the delay with COVID too and everything.
A little
Oh,
bit, but it only delayed it months.
little shout
Remember,
out to Carlos. Saludos, Carlos, who is a dad now.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Felicidades, Carlos. And
Congratulations,
Miguelito, who's
Carlos.
saying hi. Damn, too much. It takes a lot of time, buddy. Some people got the patience
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
All right, Julio,
So
next
yeah,
question.
basically it.
It's me again. Okay.
Yeah, it goes.
Um,
Yeah. Oh, he's
what?
saying congratulations. Go, Julio. What's your?
I'm
It's
sorry.
gonna be all you from
Wait.
here on out, baby girl.
Oh, me. You have the outline.
Oh,
Okay.
I can.
Have the
Yeah, I can
outline.
read
I
that.
can ask myself the questions. Just kidding.
Yeah, we'll just rotate. Okay,
Let me
so
see.
throughout the whole, I guess, well, no, I already kind of glanced over that.
I can
Um,
reiterate.
so after the whole process, do you think it has changed you as a person, like for better or for worse?
I'm worse, 100%. I'm just kidding.
What? Oh
Um,
my
What?
God! Take that seriously.
no, I just I feel like I'm still the same. I'm just still the same anxiety-ridden individual that I've always been.
Mhm.
But the book. So I was just a little bit more braver in that. It pushed me to be more braver and bigger for my project Baby 2. So, um, this one was just this should have been out like a long, long, long time ago.
Right.
Oh,
To help you step outside of your comfort zone in a way.
yeah, yeah, basically, yeah, I did a little bit. I mean, I've always like been. It's weird because okay, so like kind of off topic, but when we were on filming on set, we were all playing that not playing, we were all taking that quiz, that one quiz that Robert loves so much, that test that tells you
The
your
The
personality.
personality
personality
test.
test. That test is so
all re-
cool.
we all did it again, and I don't remember what it was I got. I think I got the same one, but I remember looking at the introvert extrovert, and I was actually 80% introverted and 20% extroverted, and all the actors were all introverted, and all the camera crew people and film people and video people were all extroverted. And it was just weird because we were just talking about like, "Oh, that's kind of funny how the people behind the scenes are the ones that are actually more out there and fun loving, and then the ones that are in front of camera were actually like, you know shy, I guess. But in real life I
Mm.
am kind of a little bit shy. Like I do not open up unless I absolutely know you, and I have major trust issues. um not for like any crazy reason, but I just do. But and I've always been like that type of like shy introverted personality, and so putting this out there was just more like, well, that's my there it is. Like I can go away now. type, type of feeling, kind of dark humor.
No.
Christian asked another question about other future books. Do you want to touch base on that
Yeah.
one real quick for him?
One.
Do you want to touch base on that one real quick for him? For Christian? I answered it a little bit in the comment, but just wanted to summarize
Question.
it for him. Yeah.
Christian's asking about my future books.
Yeah, if there's any other ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So there's one that's I'm not gonna say the title, but we'll just call it part 2, and it's a follow up to Fragile. It's the healing book of Fragile. It's a more happier, like more, like I'll be so proud. Not that I'm proud of Fragile, but I'm gonna be so more proud of the second one because it is like the closure. So everything that is like a feel good, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it's not all like glitters and butterflies or anything like that, but it's more healing is the best I can describe it. So yeah, that book is pretty much done in terms of the poems. It's now the pictures that go with it is all we have to do. That's basically it.
Oh, we got a
That
lot of
40,
questions coming in.
Oh.
50, it's 50 right
Oh.
now. What are the questions?
Well, let's go with Christian's book because it's a yes or no question. Is this like a
Okay.
is this like a Harry Potter book, like a type of book, or is it a picture book?
No. It is not a Harry Potter book, and it's not a picture book. I guess you could call it a picture book. Yes, like
It's
picture
poems.
is poems,
Mhm.
words in it. Oh, little words here and there.
And then Josh asks, "Will you make a book about friends and family?" Question mark.
I kind of already did. Fragile's a little bit of that, but they oh
Looks like
um,
looks
oh
like
my gosh, what's
looks like
Cut that out. Cut that out.
don't worry, I'm
cut
talking
that
over
out.
it. Don't worry, don't even make a big deal of it. Looks like Josh is not a part of the friends or family group.
No, part two has more of that. And it's awesome. Like I don't know how to it's just absolutely divine, you know. I love it. Like I'm excited. Man, there's nothing wrong. I have no like I'm not signed to like not say anything. I was just all
Hey,
by
we
myself.
just go over it. FBI's already on their way. You're just gonna have to.
Oh, there's a knock on my door, you guys. Just kidding.
All right.
All right, next question.
Uh,
But fire questions.
let's
Hate
see.
questions, honestly. This is the worst.
What Julio has a question about the Arthurs that you like. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Oh,
Well,
right.
Arthurs that I
actually,
like.
Outline. I thought you were going through the
yeah,
comments.
yeah. I'm going through the outline. What's your favorite Arthur? Is it?
I don't really have one. Read everything and everyone.
That's why it's a fire question.
I can have favorite like books, but I honestly forget who the authors are unless I just look at it. So I don't like really follow any authors or anything like that.
Oh.
It's like it's like their books. So
So, what is your favorite book, if you don't mind me asking?
I have so many
And type of book,
um
because Christians ask them like that, like genres.
type of books. So I read anything from like I can read anything from like romance to thrillers. I guess I want to say that the thrillers horror. I guess.
Ooh, Stephen King.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I had to pick a an Arthur, my me and my
Arthur.
dad both Arthur. It's because you said Arthur.
I keep
Author,
messing everybody
author.
else's words.
Yeah, it's pick my favorite author. It's me and my dad both love Stephen King, and he had the whole collection or close to the whole collection of Stephen King books that I've read. I wouldn't say that they're my favorite, but they're definitely they did its job. Um, I'll just say what my favorite book is now currently. Um, I'll tell
You know
you
what
a
my
book that
favorite
actually
book
like
is?
I'll tell you a book that actually resonated with me, and then I'll call that my favorite book, even though I haven't read it for a while. But it's a book called I Heart You, You Haunt Me, and I read that when I was way younger, and I cried like a baby when I finished reading that book. I think I remember like, oh wow, the power of a book and the power of someone's words and stories, like created all these emotions. It was such a sad book. I mean, it was. I'm sure it's not the saddest book I've ever read in my life, but at the time that I read it, it resonated with me to the point where I'll remember the title. I don't remember. There was like Lisa Shro something something. I got that far to remember that, and I haven't read that book in like 13, 14, 15 years.
Oh my
I go
God.
and revisit that, but I still remember everything that happened because it was just emotions was crazy. So just
Hmm.
that would be my favorite book for now, but it changes.
All right, Julio.
Any other
Ask
questions?
ask the last few questions that we got in there, Julio, for the
Well,
outline.
I got one last question, and then we can
Go for it.
probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, now that, Fragile is out and you have Baby 2 on the way, knows how many more projects, that can probably be its own question. But are you prepared to have any kind of feedback, like either being negative or positive? Like, are you prepared to face that?
No, but I'm gonna just take them as it is.
Like,
they'll
don't
they'll always
care.
be
I had the book, you
yeah,
don't.
yeah, exactly. I was just like, okay, well then you write one. And then I'll be so proud of you if you write one. You know what I mean? Like, no, I haven't had anything, and no one's gonna like. Well, I was told that if you do have like those trolls and people that are like really negative, it means like you're doing something. It means you're, you know, climbing up that ladder in order to have those type of like
Yeah.
haters or something. But I mean, I, I will just the whole note that I wrote in the beginning that you were talking about is kind of that. It's once it's in your hands, it's your guys' poems to do whatever you want, to interpret however way you want, to put yourself as the character, put yourself like this is how I felt when I was going through this, and this is what I'm gonna interpret it as, and then it becomes part of you guys. That's how I've seen it. That once it's out there, you guys, however way you like it, you hate it or you love it, whatever, or this is how you 100% agree with it, like you think this is how it goes, even if when I read it it wasn't like that, it doesn't matter. Like I just think that you'll be right because it's how you interpret it, and then it's yours. That's what's beautiful about poetry. I think you can do whatever you want with it. You can kind of do that with like your nonfiction storybooks too, kind of. And we'll all like think of the character a certain, it's described a certain way, but then all three of us might have a different version of what the character looks like. So
Right.
it's just the art of storytelling, I guess. But to answer your question, not really. But I really, at this point, it's like I'll figure out what to do when it all comes to me. But
Then you cross
I'm
that
safe
bridge when you
right
get there.
now. Yeah, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But
Yeah,
no,
we
I
gotta.
knew what I was getting at. I knew what I was getting at when I put it out there. That was the whole point.
Yeah,
Like, hey, here you go. I
yeah, we gotta learn to not. Well, maybe to learn from the negative stuff. Like maybe use it as a tool to kind of power it rather than bring you down. That's kind of like
the
how
other thing
I've
about
looked at
the other
it.
thing about yeah, but the other thing about fragile is what could they. So I wrote this,
Yeah.
and these are most of these are straight up came from pages of my diary. Like what could they, what
Yeah.
like in terms of like critiquing. I mean, it's like this was just written like privately, like
Right.
you can not agree with people, but you can't deny whatever it is that they experience is always going to be correct and how they feel with them. Even if you're like, no, Kevin, that's you don't have to feel that way. That's not like you shouldn't really feel that way. It's like, okay, but you are. And so it's true what you're going through, even if I don't understand it and I don't agree with it, still experiencing it. And so therefore you are correct in your feeling. So that's kind of how it is with this one. Like you can say whatever you want to say, but I mean, I wrote this when, some of these I wrote when I was like really younger, and I wrote this like journal style. So
Oh, and then I made a
That's right.
question about my specific the poem that I like perfect too. So I guess I had a question
yeah,
for you for about
okay.
well, if
Perfect. Well,
anybody,
let me
yeah.
pull up. Is it about perfect? I need to pull up the poem. I get nervous. What page is that? Darn, why did I not put pages in this? Okay, I got it. I was like,
So for those tuning
stupid
in,
off,
perfect is
stupid,
one of the
stupid book
passages that
promises.
she wrote in her book. It is the one that stood out the most to me while I was going through it. And the question I had written was, well, I actually don't think that was from Perfect. It might actually be from your author's note. But if you
Okay,
can't learn
hold
to
on.
love yourself first, how does one go about starting that process?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. If so, you're asking me if someone doesn't love themselves,
Yeah,
do they
because there was
start?
like a very strong sentence that you had. I do believe it was
It
in the author's
wasn't.
note. Yeah, I
No,
do think it was in the author. It was
it
like
was
right
a
in the
it was a
beginning.
it was like an entry. I call it a diary entry. It was a
Oh,
diary
okay.
entry. I know what you're talking about. Um, so without like, I'm not gonna look at the book. I'll just talk. I think we're always gonna struggle with that, in my opinion. We're always gonna struggle with self love, but I think people like want love the most out of life, and people want to love someone or love others or love that significant other or love their child or love their, whoever it is that they're trying to love. They need to learn to love themselves first. Like, you can't fill in someone's cup if yours is empty. You have no water to fill up their cup.
Mm.
I think there's a lot of shadow work that needs to be done. I think in order, if there's like self-loathing or whatever it is, whatever that ego that's wounded, I think people need to be really vulnerable with themselves, and they need to see all their good parts and their ugly parts, and not actually try to think it doesn't exist. Like, no, it does exist. That's the light and the dark in you, which is okay. You don't have to shame someone for having both, because I have both. So I think it's start that journey of self-love is to be at your most vulnerable, most low self, and you have to like work within. Is the best that I can describe. Whatever that means to anyone. But it's not easy. You can always be like, oh yeah, self-love, self-care, and all of that. But yeah, I just think that you really want to try to like love yourself, that means you have to see who you really are. Like, who is it that I'm loving? I'm Aurora. Like, who is Aurora that I'm loving? Like, then I have to see all parts of me, both light and dark, both good and bad, and be like, this is who I am, and I'm okay with this, and I love myself for this, and therefore I'm confident. So I think that's how it is. It's just have to kind of be vulnerable with yourself and not think that, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not confident, but I don't love myself, but there's nothing wrong with me. And it's like, no, you should just kind of dig deeper in yourself and see what it is that's stopping you from reaching your full potential. Sometimes they talk about it like it's an ego thing, like it's our ego that's controlling that, and we need to separate ourselves from the ego and just be like our true authentic self, because a lot of people aren't doing that, I guess. And that's a whole journey in itself, if that makes sense.
Oh
If
yeah.
that made sense, trying to do that in a not so like spiritual explain it in such a spiritual way, but do that anytime, even if you're not like spiritual or whatever. But yeah, just being being true. I mean, if you're not gonna love yourself, who would love you? Like, you gotta like love yourself. In the end, you'll be there for yourself. You'll be the only one there for yourself at the end of the day.
No, yeah. Okay, that
My
for sure
opinion.
just makes sense. That makes complete sense. And I really like your analogy,
Yeah.
the whole uh
Yeah,
cup full of water and what,
trying.
yeah, like
Yeah,
really that
Mm,
just made it more clear to me.
yeah. Thanks. I tried.
Well,
I wasn't expecting that question.
hey,
So,
that's a good answer.
that pretty much wraps up my questions. I don't know if you want to just open the floor
Oh.
to the comments or if you want to go ahead and wrap this up.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We can. Yeah. What are they saying though? I didn't see.
I answered the question about Christian is asking about the cost of the book, and he also
Yeah.
you'll get people like Christian too and Lester who will ask how much the book is, and then the Stephen King movies are better than books, which I'm gonna agree with him because I'm not a reader.
Love
But
the movies of Stephen
yeah,
King.
it's a
I
movie
really
so
do love the
good,
movies.
so good.
Love the movies.
We can definitely wrap it up. We chatted down a little bit. But we definitely should be saying our thank yous to you, Aurora, for coming and joining us on this
Well,
podcast.
thank you for
And
inviting me.
this book
And
is
being our
really,
first
really
guest.
good. Yeah.
Thanks.
We're gonna have this book. The link is in the bio. The link will be in the comments. It'll be in the um. Oh, Gina asked, "Are you working on anything right now?" You wanna go ahead and
Gina,
answer that?
I am. I'm halfway done with the calling it Project 2. I'm halfway done with it. I just need the picture form of it, and it's basically finished. But she opened up a question. I do have little poems floating around that I don't know if they're gonna go anywhere, but they're just there until I decide if they're gonna go. I mean, they're obviously not going in fragile. I don't know if they'll be in the second one, or I don't know if there'll be a third one. So I'm always like working on a project, but Project 2 is on its works.
Yeah.
Thank you for
But
the
yeah,
question.
we'll have this all the information in her current book in the descriptions. We've always had it there. We'll probably make another post about it. We're gonna upload this stuff on YouTube. Hopefully, we can cut it down a little bit, or we keep it all the way it is. We
Aurora said everything that she wasn't supposed to say. I'm just kidding.
will
I'm just
we're
kidding.
definitely gonna have you back on again because when that new book comes out,
Oh,
would
I
love to.
will. I will be like, you'll have to like mute me or deafen me. It's like, oh, she's talking way too loud, because I'll be so excited for it. So I'm excited. Good thing.
And I think that's this is good. This was good. I enjoyed having this podcast with you.
Yeah, I did too. Thank you for letting me be able to talk. Obviously I told Kevin and Julio this, but I'm talking to people now. But obviously I was nervous because if people like know me in real
Well,
life, I really haven't been talking about it. I haven't been posting this and shoving it down people's throats and advertising it, even though I should, because I'm kind of letting it just kind of slide on through. So when they asked me to do this podcast, I was just like, oh my God, I'm no way I'm going to be able to do it. But it's so surprising how once we started talking about it and I started getting like your guys' feedback and then everyone else's feedback, and then being able to tell you and the whole world, like, more about the book, I started actually getting a little more confident that I really stuck by what I said, and it's like, oh wow, I really really did stuck by with what I said. So um, it's a good thing because thought I was gonna be a hot mess,
Oh
you
my god.
know,
Oh yeah, episode one.
because episode one, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk, I don't want to do this, don't look at me.
We'll just
But
use
yeah.
a Snapchat filter. You'll be fine.
But you should definitely advertise this book. It's a good book. People need to read this book before they read the second book. In my
They
opinion.
have to. That's the
Yeah,
number one
this
thing that I will let them know, that you need to read the first one if you're going to read the second one. Like, do yourself that favor. Um, there's a lot of how do I say? There's a lot of collabs that are not a lot, but there's collabs that are happening with the second book, so it's going to be really cool. Because
Mm.
I can mention this, but I'm going to add more of my friends into it, and then I have someone who composes music, piano music, that will work on the soundtrack for, not that there's going to be a whole soundtrack, but like one song for that book.
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, it is pretty cool because gives me the music notes, and that's actually going to be part of that. So it probably doesn't make sense the way I just described it, but it's okay. I can't say anything else, so just have that until then.
Keep your secrets.
Yeah,
As much as you can, at least.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't spoil nothing. We'll be alright. We'll wait for the second one. We'll go ahead and bring you
It'll
back
be
on.
there soon.
It'll be
Yeah, be fun.
just
So I'm excited.
Well,
so alright.
Yeah.
Again, the information on the book and to purchase if you're willing to purchase is all in the bio. But any other way people can reach you or contact you, Aurora?
Um, yeah, it's
Or if
weird
you
because
don't
I'm
want them
more
to?
active on. You don't find me. Do not. I'm nervous. Just kidding. Um, I'm more active on anything but Facebook, and I'm trying to be more active on Facebook because I feel like I have more like reach on Facebook, but I'm more active on Instagram. The link itself is actually on my Instagram. It's not even on Facebook. I don't know how to go about putting it on Facebook unless I just post it, which I hate posting things, but yeah, it's really link is in my Instagram. But there's ways to find my Instagram, and my Instagram is not on private, I don't think. So you can just literally go in there, and it's the only blue link that's connected to it. That's the best I can describe it. Because when my Instagram shares with my Facebook anything that I do, so sometimes I don't know that something's on Facebook because it's connected until I'll forget.
just put in the
So when it
comments.
says, yeah, when it says something like, oh, you should check out this in my bio, and then I'm assuming Facebook people think, oh, my bio, and there's nothing in my bio, so
Mm.
it's a little weird. So yeah, clarification, the link is in my Instagram bio.
And can you go ahead and mention what your Instagram bio is, just out of
Oh,
people who may be listening, if that's okay?
Oh, I was just thinking, yeah, it's oh darling Aurora
All right.
is
and
my Instagram.
Rocio has a request. Miss Guerrero, she
Yeah,
would like a signature on her book, as would I. I would
I
definitely like a
would love
signature to
I
sell
would love to
this
sign your guys'
later.
books.
Perfect. Buy
And
another
then you'll make
copy.
like
Buy another
$100 on
copy. There you
it.
go. You heard it here first.
It's like I can sign. I already had several people had asked me that, and I haven't done it yet. I'm so
Oh,
bad.
good. I will be one of the first. And I'll sell it to them for double the price.
Oh, no.
Okay,
So
that
funny.
answers your question. Or to our top
Any other
fan.
questions?
I think
Thank you guys for the patience. These two had to help me with the setup because I'm trying to learn all of this. I'm not really that good when it comes to other
no,
half.
we did.
Bo is really good at setting up. So
It's okay. We don't need the other half. We're good. You
Give
may
me
need her, but us? Nah, I think we're good. And the channel never upload again.
By
Famous
the
last
way,
words.
Is your slideshow going on? Because on
Oh
my end,
no, it didn't go
never.
on. I'm just
Even though you had
gonna.
the same Polaroid the whole entire time, and I wasn't sure if you like had it, and I was like, man, this is glitching, but I don't want to touch anything because I don't want it to glitch on my end.
There's little previews of the
So
of the. It,
I had someone do that second picture that you showed. She's a
oh yeah,
really
go for it.
talented, yeah, she's really talented. So yeah, on my Instagram also. All right.
Some
My
good
AirPods are
pictures.
about to die, you guys.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and
Well,
cut it here.
thank you guys
Right.
for joining us.
Thank you so
Hopefully you guys look
much.
forward to more stuff that we're going to be doing. Oh no, I can't reveal my magic curtain. And
Yep, this is
thanks,
just the first of
Aurora.
many. Again, this was a little buggy. This is again our first, but we're gonna go
My
ahead and
fault.
continue doing this.
Did pretty
All
good.
right.
My
What?
fault.
It was all around. It was all around. I showed
Thank
some
you.
stuff on
Thank
Discord.
you, everybody. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Bye, Aurora. She's gonna exit the call. Oh my God, she was awful. I'm just kidding. Never
Oh no!
again. She's
Oh no!
done. No, that was
You,
pretty good. Thank you guys for joining. GG's, freaking Christian.
Jesus.
I look forward to doing more podcasts. Maybe get the gang to just chat and play or something like that. Well, we're gonna do all kinds of silly stuff. But
Yeah, and
that
we're
was good.
obviously not just gonna stick to this kind of format where it's like interviews. Like we'll go ahead and just do like what conversation pieces.
Thanks, Ken.
Can donate it again?
Ken keeps donating, bro. We love him.
Simpin.
Easy
Simpin.
win. Thanks, Daniel. Everybody's saying GG's. All right.
GG's
That's
because
a
she left. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Oh man.
I was about to
All
open my
right.
emails in front of people. Oh no.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. Y'all have a good night. Anything else you want to add, Julio? We should wrap it up like that.
Alright, we'll cut it there.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night.